By Gurbaz, 3 6s in that over, but he's had a change of ends, and he'll have the right-handed Rijal to bowl to for the moment. I think he'll fear the left-handed Burl.
This is a very important comeback for Rajbanshi. You mentioned in the power play, hit for 3 huge 6s by Gurbaz Patriots, as well as, of course, Rajbanshi. Huge into the crowd. They line up underneath. There is a prize for taking it with one hand. And I wonder if it was, maybe not. But it was a massive hit. Sweet to watch over mid-wicket.
I was just about to say, this is the problem for Rajbanshi. He's got to come turning the ball into the left-hander who has this devastating power, particularly over long on. As I referred to, he's very fast wrist, he's a big powerful man. It's quite round arm, isn't it? It's almost like a baseball club the way I refer to it. That is a big hit, and Burl looks on, it's put down in the crowd.
I wonder what needs to be done here. Maybe Rajbanshi needs to slow it down further, take him away from his timing. And he has, but it was short and well dealt with. Yeah, very confused now, the young man, Rajbanshi. What kind of length do I bowl to Burl earlier to Gurbaz? And he's once again been taken apart here by the Kings.
Flat batted again. It's almost another baseball swing. This time he's come around the wicket, and it's just really unorthodox technique, but we've seen unorthodoxness profit in T20 cricket, and he's got Rajbanshi awfully confused. Rajbanshi's going to come back over the wicket now.
And a big swing, and it could be yet another. It's gone into the crowd, a Pulsar Power 6. Burl is treating Rajbanshi with disdain, and Rajbanshi continues to be confused about the length. Brilliant strike once again. He does have a very stiff wrist, great power generated through that.
I told you to keep an eye on this man. He could be very much in the mix for one of the players of the tournament, the standout stars. Perhaps you might not have seen all that much of him because of the fact he plays internationally for Zimbabwe, but he's a huge talent. Really clubs the ball very hard, and the thing I'm most pleased with is seeing him up the order for the Kathmandu Kings. Often bats 6, 7, 8, even sometimes 9 for Zimbabwe. Far too low for me. He's a brilliant power hitter. Look at the wrists, massive Pulsar Power 6 down the ground.
Well, he'll be glad he's here in Kathmandu. So will the Kathmandu Kings. 2 balls still to go. Again, full again, sent into the crowd. Will someone take it now with one hand? Somebody has caught it off the rebound, I think. I wonder if that's going to earn him some rewards.
Rebounds don't count. You've got to remember that it's got to be clean. It's got to be with the one hand, and all sorts of arguments going on in the crowd, but lots of happy fans because Ryan Burl is smashing the home side, the Kathmandu Kings here. I think he's smashing them to a big win. 50 coming off just 27 deliveries. He's a dominating power down the ground, and it's been such an impressive knock. He takes the helmet off. I think he's enjoying playing in front of this huge crowd, isn't he?
Oh, he's got a haircut too, hasn't he? That's brilliant. Here's a look. Just that short backswing, short follow through, very powerful wrists, and he likes that.
Look at that, a little bit of a flourish. Belongs on Strictly Come Dancing, that move. 5 6s and 1 4 in this magnificent innings.
Last ball, still not done. And he swings it away again. This time he hasn't caught hold of it, but it might still go all the way, and it does. 1 6 4 6 6 6. Just brilliant by Burl. The 12th over's up, and we're up to 130 now for 6. Only 28 runs to go.
Shiva Arambha Shivam Sangha.
So Rajbanshi has been taken apart first by Gurbaz, now much more so by Burl, and things looking very good for the chasing team, Kathmandu Kings. They won the toss, they were happy to chase, and maybe Sandeep Lamishanan knew a thing or two, despite the fact that with the ball, he too was taken apart.
The modern T20 game, so much about matchups. You think about getting your key bowlers bowling to the right people at the right times. They haven't done that. They've had the left arm spinner bringing the ball into the left-hander who has stood and delivered. He's delivered 28 runs from just 5 deliveries. Raju Rijal got a single off the first ball of the over, and then 5 consecutive balls. We've had boundaries, 4 of them Pulsar Power 6s. Brilliant hitting, an exhibition from Burl.
Yogendra continues this time from the pavilion end, if we can call it that, and he has been keeping things pretty quiet. 16 in his 2 overs so far. While left arm spinner has gone for plenty.
You've got to remember, Ryan Burl was 13 off 19 deliveries. And remarkably, 9 deliveries later, he's brought up his half century, he's gone to 56, and his partnership's worth 43 off just 12.
But you mentioned that earlier, and I'll say that once again, just to reiterate. Goes big again. Is that enough? Well done. Great work at the boundary. But just to remind those who were listening a little earlier, Andrew did mention that Burl played a very clever innings, very intelligent innings. That low strike rate you mentioned earlier on was much more a result of the fact that Gurbaz was going big those days, bottom of the bat this time, and Burl didn't have to be aggressive. And then when Gurbaz went, oh, was that a catch?
Yeah, good work from Dakal in one way, Rijan Dakal. He's taken the catch, he felt he was going to fall back over the rope for 6 more. He's restricted it to just a single.
Well, we have the advantage of knowing that he may not have stepped over the line, so he could have taken that rather than palming it back.
I think the problem is as well, if you look at where the game is at, the context of the game, there's only 25 to win. At that point it was 27 to win. You probably have to risk it and go for the catch there to get rid of Burl.
Without question. Can we see that catch again, please, whenever possible? Rohit, that catch again whenever possible at the boundary, please. Thank you. Okay, Yogendra has been pretty good amidst the carnage. Very full. Sure, we'll take a look at that attempt again at the mid-wicket boundary. And thank you, here it is again. Now, you mentioned that this really should have been... he was in good position and he had plenty of space, maybe 2-3 yards. So that really is a bit of an error in the field, because had they gotten rid of Burl at that stage, you never know. I know the Kings are well ahead, but you never know.
He's ironically taken it quite cleanly, hasn't it, in both hands. Wouldn't have actually balanced over the rope.
Oh, that's an error by the keeper, and that'll give 4 bonus runs to the Kathmandu Kings. The last thing that the Patriots needed. They did get a tickle.
Yeah, I think just a very fine tickle. At first it might have felt like it was 5 wides, but in fact it's a Sagar Mathur's cement 4 just drifting down the leg side. It's all of a sudden all going very, very wrong for the Lalitpur Patriots. Just the finest of tickles, the perfect leg glance. Fine leg up in the circle. 4 more. This game is ending in a hurry.
Oh yes, very cleverly done. But there is a third man. It's only a single, but he's done very well, Raju Rijal. Along with Burl, 13 up, 139 for 3.
Shiva Arambha.
Contributed only 15, is 51 from only 17. Any match, anywhere, anytime, that's a match-winning stand. Very quick.
There is just one bad piece of news for the Kathmandu Kings 11 though. They may not get to see Shahid Afridi bat right now. They're chasing this in a hurry. Just 19 more to win, still 7 overs to bat.
Well, Rashid Khan here can do something about it. 21 runs so far from his 2 overs. If he manages to get a wicket, we might still see Shahid Boom Afridi come on out for the Kathmandu Kings. And that's off the outer edge. There is a sweeper, backward point.
Just been a few strange tactics, I'd have to say, from the Lalitpur Patriots. Didn't understand them taking Pau and Saraf off there. Did pick up the wicket of Gurbaz. You felt that him bowling to the left-handed Burl was a good matchup. Possibly haven't got their options right at the right times.
Well, the worst thing that could happen to Rajbanshi was a single that Raju Rijal took off the first ball, and then became an unequal contest as the left-handed Burl took the lefty spinner apart, Rajbanshi. Swings it again, short-armed it for a massive Pulsar Power 6. Just the amount of power he generated off that short backlift. Incredible.
It's raining sixes here in the Himalayas because Ryan Burl is playing a gem of a knock. I told you he possessed this power, this devastating power. And we've got work to do in the crowd because another one goes down. No one even gets a hand on this one. What are you doing out there? Gonna have to stay behind for extra catching practice, I think.
Well, I think Burl's to blame. He's not hitting them long enough. They're not really getting to the meat of the crowd. There's still time, though. Oh, what a terrific innings. And you were right. I mean, his aggression is quite unique. That short backlift, the big powerful wrists. Goes again. And that might be, well, not a 6 this time, but a Sagarmatha cement 4. What is that, you might say? Because he's been hitting 6s all along. Only 8 runs now, 39 balls. This has been a massacre. The Kathmandu Kings, 2 early wickets through run-outs. One more of Gurbaz, who set the pace. But Burl has been exceptional today.
Yeah, he really has. I'm going to remind you of that once more. 13 off 19 deliveries, and he has soared. He has flown in a heartbeat to 68 off 32. Quite remarkable hitting. It's 55 off 13 balls, his last 13 deliveries.
What does Rashid do now? Short, pulled away, and that could go to hand. No, one bounce. Burl a little fortunate.
Finally we see a bowler do something a little different. They've just been bowling into the hitting arc of Ryan Burl. This time the short delivery, a little bit of extra pace, and it just rushed Burl, nothing like out of the middle. Gets it through for a single. Thought we had a game set up at the halfway stage, Charu, but it looks like this is going to be arguably the easiest win of the tournament. We're not going to see too many easier than this.
Yeah, well, on one hand, that's a shame, though, because you'd like a nice cliff-hanging opening match to set up the whole tournament. But the Kathmandu Kings wouldn't mind. So they're 2 strikes away, potentially, from a win here in the opening match. 7 of 38 deliveries, the luxury of that, incredible. We had a wonderful crowd all the way through on this Saturday afternoon. They would have enjoyed the fireworks. Here's Rialdo striking at 160. Rijal, that is. And he goes over mid-off. Has he got enough? Yes, he does. For at least the single. Now they'll take 2.
And almost a nasty moment there, because I think possibly a little unwisely the skipper, he's trying to show that he's putting everything into this effort, but this game is gone and he's nearly done himself a nasty injury. The last thing the Lalitpur Patriots need, look at that, would have been much better off just giving them the 2, and the throw's gone nowhere. Looks like he is going to survive it all right. This outfield right towards the boundaries, very heavy indeed. Is a lovely shot, just a ramp shot. So, Charu, I better bid you farewell. Get down for that post-match presentation. 14 gone, 154 for 3. The skipper, Kushal Bertel. I've got Mikhail joining me again in the commentary boxes. We've been so blitzkrieged by that attack that we've had to send Charu down to do the post-match ceremony. This has been sensational stuff.
Oh yes, it's been a Ryan Burl show all the way. Poor delivery down the leg side. That should be a wide. Things just slipping out of Patriots' hands at this point in time. But what an innings by Ryan Burl, Lenny. One-man show in the middle order.
Well, I'm just getting messages in from all the way around the world. My great old pal Kevin O'Brien, he's sitting in hotel quarantine right now, getting ready for that T20 World Cup. I know he'd love to be here. He says, who's your man of the match? And right now I don't know, because it's a big toss-up, isn't it? So one of these 2 batsmen, Gurbaz or Burl. But what about the bowling effort as well? 4 wickets for Mukaya.
Well, let's not forget Burl had 2 wickets as well for himself.
Maybe he's just going to tilt the scales, because he's also going to hit the winning runs. It's a Sagarmatha cement 4 down the ground. He takes the helmet off. He smiles, because Kathmandu Kings have won by 7 wickets. They've won, being frank, at a canter with more than 5 overs to spare. They've done this quite simply doing handstands, and what's more, Mikhail, they've done it over the reigning champions, and they've sent out a big statement for this Bajaj Pulsar Everest Premier League 2021.
Oh yes, easily the contenders now. They've played and shown that this victory has been comprehensive and convincing.